Alright, so as it turns out, the videos that I've been uploading to Instagram have stopped uploading functionally due to some sort of arbitrary bullshit that no one took into account or thought through fully. Alright, here's the reality, okay? If an empath goes out of their way to say something that's true and valid, they did so because it's important. I uploaded several videos, okay, so this is going to be all these videos kind of combined, alright? This is just my work area, alright? I'm a creator, I create stuff. I take things that are broken and I fix them, alright? Look, let's go through some of this stuff. I've got a bunch of batteries, okay? These batteries are from all kinds of phones. I have a plan for every single one of them, okay? They are, this is something I created over here. Another thing I created, multiple things that I created, okay, out of things that other people would have thrown away or did throw away, things that are just rejected, refuse, not interesting, boring bullshit, alright? That's what I do. That is my intention. That is my energy type. I am an empath. I am a positive creator, and I work with other empaths who are also positive creators because an empath alone is no empath. Alright, I do not take credit. I simply acknowledge that my abilities are not only mine, they are the shared collective ability of all empaths. That I am able to stream just like they are, okay? Here's the thing. If you take a person who is an empath and you tear them away from their connective positivity and balanced creativity areas, let's go into some of the basic laws of physics, okay? Basic laws of physics, because this is not magic. This is reality, okay? The laws of physics are that we are all taught in school that electrons vibrate at different speeds based on the temperature of the environment, okay? Did you know that those vibrations create ripples in the electromagnetic flux of reality? And those ripples can be interpreted as sine waves, and a modified sine wave can contain information. That's literally how all of technology works in communications, okay? So if you take a person who is made up of a bunch of those molecules, and those molecules have electrons in them, all of them do, and you take those electrons containing all those frequencies that they vibrate and they oscillate at, and you take that person with all that positive energy, that creative ability, and you put them into a dark environment, the dark environment will leach away from them all of that information because it will sync up. That energy will sync up, meaning the environment now has it. And then if you take a dark person who is, say, for example, evil, and you put them into that environment, evil meaning they are a destroyer, they destroy, they destruct, they just break things. And they absorb all of that positive energy from that environment because that's what they do. Then they will proceed to not be able to control any of it, okay? It will just simply destroy every single thing, not in a way that they understand. They will use the energy for their own purposes, and they will think they understand what they're doing with it. But what they don't understand is that through the effect of the fact that all of the electrons in reality are quantum entangled with one another, especially in a localized environment, and that electromagnetic flux that contains all of that energy, the data within that energy is what is quantum linked with the other data that it came from. So all of the positive empaths sources where they were given or gifted that positive energy in exchange for all the good things they did in society and throughout the world, that positivity, that will be distributed throughout all of that energy, meaning that all of that negative work that destroyer is doing is having ripple back effects on all of the positive sources, meaning all those positive people just generally assume the people who those good things were done, they will assume that the empath has been turned into a dark empath when in fact they haven't. The energy was simply removed from them and redistributed to a dark person due to the arbitrary decisions of a government operating not based on intentions, because they don't give a fuck what your intentions are. They just care about what you did or didn't do and punishing you for what you did or didn't do, even if it's the intentions that really matter. Because if you save a baby from dying because they were going to fall off a bridge and you catch them from falling off that bridge when the baby otherwise would have fallen, but then you say they're a bad person because in order to do that they had to slam on their car brakes and stop their car and jump out of their car and go jump under the baby that was about to fall because someone else threw their kid, because somehow the scenario played out in that particular way, and they saved that child from death. Well, then their car gets crashed, gets wrecked. Car ran into their car's rear end and smashed them, and then they get blamed because they were in a rear end collision, so they were blamed for stomping on their brakes, so they get punished and maybe they get jail time, when really the intention was to save a baby's life. Then you've got some severe problems that are going to be occurring, because all that positive energy just gets transferred out of them into the environment that they are put into. And then the next person who ends up in that environment, maybe a really, truly bad person who absorbs all of that positive energy, all of the energy effects that led to that person being able to save that baby's life are now under direct punishment and being completely destroyed and obliterated by every single action that that destroyer takes. Okay? I'm a creator. I love creating. I save things, okay? And I practice because of the fact that if I get good enough at saving electronics, maybe I can save people too. But that's not something I'm ever going to be confident in, because I know just how delicate human life is. And also my skills do not revolve around that, okay? But my energies are quantum entangled with people who do that. So when you sit there and punish me, it has ripple back effects, in that it affects all of that other stuff, that ripple back effect, okay? There's a difference between how a gun functions and how a car functions and how everything else functions, okay? A gun functions in a very simple fashion, okay? It ejaculates a certain amount of energy, and the energy is a one-time use thing, and then that's it, okay? It doesn't continue. It doesn't keep repeating. A car engine works in a very different fashion. It has a burst of energy that keeps repeating in the same location over and over and over, and a piston that does not change out with another piston but keeps going back and forth in the same space, that is connected to a rod that is connected to another rod that is a harmonic balancer attached to it and has the resonating frequencies of the whole energy behind it. Okay, and that vehicle can contain a lot of positive energy too. A person who is an empath may store their empathic energy in an environment that they go to often. For example, a vehicle. So if that vehicle gets misplaced in, say, a negative environment, then that will have ripple back effects again throughout everything. So when you take possessions, or you take, say, for example, the child of a person who has empathic abilities like that away from that person, that'll have ripple back effects too, okay? However, there is a way to, and this is what I've been working on. I've been working on a specific type of computer operating system that is programmed. So it's taken a lot, and it's all intellectual at this point, but it has the effect that its intention is to sort between the positive and negative energies, discern the intentions of the user, and based on all of the factors, to distribute the energy and organize the energy categorically and separate it out. So that way it's organized. Then the person who has that energy can do with it what they will. It's meant, that's how a computer is supposed to be. That was its original design intention. That was not said. Computers have fallen behind in that. I just thought someone should remind everyone what computers are really for originally, and phones are for communicating the energy that is organized and distributed by computers to each other, and also to do the same for people who use phones, okay? It's meant to amplify the energy, amplify messages within that energy, okay? The last 4 years has been a bit of a mess. Let's hope the next 4 years, and let's work together to make the next 4 years something where reality is healed and the rift in consciousness work can be mended. Consciousness work being the fact that every person on the planet has the ability to do consciousness work irrespective of their location, their environment, their circumstances, their input, and their outputs. However, certain environments make that more challenging, but that is not an excuse to give a person a different environment.